So, when you're using cloud services, have you ever stopped to think about how you're making sure that connection is really, truly secure? It's a massive question, especially because, the default path for a lot of things is the public internet. Today, we're going to dig into a much better way to connect, a way that keeps your most critical data completely off the open web.
Let's just tackle this head on. Think about it. You've got your cloud databases, your storage accounts, all that really important infrastructure. Do you know for sure how your applications are talking to them? Because a lot of the time, that default connection is way riskier than you might think.
And that really gets to the heart of the matter, what we can call the public internet problem. It's kind of the standard way a lot of us connect to services, but it comes with some serious risks that we absolutely need to understand.
Okay, so let's picture the scene. On one side, you have your virtual network. Think of this as your own private, isolated neighborhood in the cloud where all your applications live. And on the other side, you've got a powerful Azure service, say a SQL database, that your app needs to talk to. Seems simple enough, right?
Well, here's the catch. To get from your VNet to that database, your traffic often has to leave your private, secure space, travel across the wild west of the public internet, and then finally get to the service's public endpoint. Every single trip across the internet is a potential security risk, a potential point of exposure. So, how in the world do we fix this? Well, that's where our main topic comes in. Let's introduce the solution, Azure Private Link. And believe me, this is a total game changer for how you do cloud network security. The whole idea here is pretty brilliant. Private Link basically lets you create a private endpoint. Think of it like a secure private doorway that lives inside your very own virtual network. And this doorway leads directly to a specific Azure service, like your storage account or your SQL database. And this is the result. It's perfect. Once you have that private endpoint, your traffic never, ever touches the public internet again. Instead, it travels entirely on the Microsoft backbone. That's Microsoft's own massive, private, global network that connects all its data centers. You've essentially built a secure, private tunnel that completely bypasses that risky public route. All right, so let's dive into why this is such a huge deal. What are the key benefits you get from this? Because it's not just about avoiding the internet. It's a completely different, more secure way of thinking about your resources. And the benefits are massive. I mean, first, of course, you get to privately access all those Azure services. But you can also extend that same secure connection down to your on-premises networks. This model gives you incredible protection against data leakage, it works globally across all regions, and this is really cool, you can even use it for your own custom services. Now, this right here is super interesting, especially when we talk about data leakage. With a standard connection, an endpoint might connect you to a whole service, like all of Azure storage in a region. But with Private Link, your endpoint is mapped to one specific resource, a single storage account, for example. Access to absolutely anything else is blocked by default. It's like using a laser scalpel for your security instead of a sledgehammer. Okay, so that sounds incredibly powerful. But you might be wondering, is it really complicated to set up? And the answer is, not really. Let's take a quick look at how you actually build this private connection. We'll keep it simple. Honestly, it all just boils down to 3 simple steps. 1, you create that private endpoint inside your own virtual network. 2, you map that endpoint to the specific service you need to reach, like mydatabase.database.windows.net. And that's it. Step 3 is just what happens next. From that moment on, all your traffic flows privately and securely over the Microsoft backbone. But here is where things get really, really powerful. This amazing technology isn't just for you to connect to Microsoft services. You can actually flip it around and use it to offer your own services privately to your customers. The key to doing this is to place your own application or service behind a standard Azure load balancer. As soon as you do that, you can enable it for Private Link, and that lets your customers create private endpoints to your service right inside their own virtual networks. And this quote from Microsoft just says it all, doesn't it? You're basically giving your customers the exact same secure, private, and professional experience that they get from native Azure services. You effectively become a first-class citizen in the Azure private networking world. It's pretty amazing. So let's just end on this thought. When you eliminate public internet exposure for all your critical services, your cloud environment stops feeling like this separate island out there. It truly becomes a private, secure extension of your own network. So with that level of confidence, with that kind of security baked right in from the start,
What new possibilities does that open up for you? What will you build next?